car fans? I'm your host Yohan, back with another episode of Car Tech TV. On this week's episode, we discuss Lucid Air and their amazing journey from LA to San Francisco on a single charge. We discuss Huawei, the telecom giant from China, breaking into the American manufacturing segment for cars, as well as the Chevy Bolt recall and how it's affecting the plant and the thousands of workers that build the batteries. So let's get to it. Lucid Motor Cars and their record-breaking flagship vehicle, the Lucid Air, made an amazing journey this week. Johnny Lieberman from Motor Trend magazine was the first person to get behind the wheel of one of these that was not a Lucid employee or engineer, and he drove all the way from LA to San Francisco on a single charge. Now, this range-topping, record-breaking vehicle is supposed to have an estimated range of 500 miles, about 1,080 horsepower, as well as it can do the 0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds and the quarter mile in 9.9 seconds. So this vehicle, when it was all done on the 405 mile trip, still had 69 miles of range left in the tank. And it basically was very close to its original estimates. And Johnny Lieberman said that it's one of the best interiors in the industry, and he thinks this car is amazing. If you want to check it out, go to Motor Trend and watch his video on that vehicle. At launch, there will be two versions of this vehicle. There's going to be a performance version and a range version. Now, to get the full 1,080 horsepower, you're going to have to go with the performance version. That's the one that can do the 0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds and the 9.9 quarter mile. But if you want to get the full 500 miles of range, that's basically going to be beating the Tesla Model S for how far an electric vehicle can go. They're going to drop the horsepower a little bit down to about 980 horsepower, just under 1,000. Don't quote me on those numbers right now, as it's EVs and all these things are subject to change. However, that vehicle is slated to be able to get 500 miles on a single charge. That's going to be the best range for any EV out there. So stay tuned, more to come. Should be launching later in this year, if not first quarter of 2022. Huawei, the tech giant from China and the world's largest telecom provider, was in the news this week. Previously, they were blacklisted from doing any business in America from some Trump-era restrictions that were put in place in 2019. Not only this, they were barred from receiving any American technology on fears that they were a government-run telecom asset for the Chinese government. Sometime in the last month, the Biden administration gave them approval to start receiving chips and semiconductors to be able to make video screens and sensors for vehicles. Industry insiders are seeing this pivot to lower technology devices as a way for Huawei to gain a foothold into the telecom market here in America that they were previously blacklisted from. With the short supply of chips and semiconductors already putting a strain on established car manufacturers, what do you think about Huawei trying to break into this segment? Would you buy a car with Huawei video screens and sensors in it? Let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. And for our final segment, news of the Chevy Bolt recall. General Motors has shut down the plant in Ohio where these vehicles are made. In an interview with Dan Flores, the GM spokesperson for the Chevy Bolt, said that they will be shutting down the plant for an additional 2 weeks through the week of September 6th, 2021. He also mentioned that they will be evaluating additional scheduling adjustments as they move forward. General Motors CEO Mary Barra said in a statement that the defects are limited to the Bolt EV battery lines, and they're continuing forward with their Ultium battery concept. Now, this Ultium new battery is going to be made in partnership with LG, and they are continuing to push forward with new technologies and new battery advancements. The new Ultium battery will be underpinning the GM Hummer as well as the Cadillac Lyriq that are set to come out early next year. Ms. Barra, the new CEO, also mentioned that they are continuing to build 2 new American plants to manufacture batteries in partnership with LG. So that is good news, folks. And as a final funny in our tech segment this week, let's take a look at the new Blue Origin toy rocket that has been developed. Now, this may look like some sort of fluke, but this is actually a pretty spot-on design to the actual new Shepard rocket that Jeff Bezos and his Blue Origin company have been designing for the last several years. So, let's take a look. What do you think it looks like? And what do you think of the price that they're actually selling this for? $69, dudes! Let us know in the comments below what you think of this rocket. And That will wrap us up for another weekly installment of Car Tech TV and your news flash. If you like what you see and you want to stay up to date on all things cars and tech, be sure to hit the like and subscribe button and leave us a comment. Let us know what you think about some of these segments, and definitely let us know what you think of that little rocket. We'll see you next week.